Hello and welcome to the Jassim bin Hamad Stadium in Doha on the opening day of the 2023-24 AFC Champions League group stage, where Sharjah of the UAE have made the short hop west over the Gulf to take on Qatar's most successful club, Al Sadd, as both look for a winning start in a group that also contains the 2022 Uzbekistani Cup winners Nasaf and champions of Jordan, Al Faisali. Although Al Sadd have won the Qatari League 16 times, more than any other team, they are not coming into this year's AFC Champions League as the reigning champions. That honour goes to Hernan Crespo's Al Dahail because of the complicated qualifying criteria for this year's competition. On the brand new calendar, of course, Al Sadd have qualified thanks to their 2022 title win. Sharjah have made it to the group stage the hard way. As Emirati Cup winners, they had to come through two qualifying rounds, but come through them they did, beating first Bashindara Kings of Bangladesh and then Tractor of Iran to take their place as one of the 20 teams in the Western Zone and 40 overall, dreaming of Champions League glory this season. And indeed, it's a new calendar for the AFC Champions League this season, for the first time on an autumn-spring schedule, or in line with places like Europe and the UEFA Champions League. 12 weeks to complete the 6 match weeks of the group phase, and then the 10 group winners and 6 best runners-up will advance to next February's round of 16. It's a pretty brutal schedule. Finishing second in the group will not necessarily be enough to make it through. There's all eyes really on the Champions League, the Asian Champions League this season, because of course the big spending Saudi clubs and the Hollywood names are involved this year. Al Sadd are looking for a return to the glory days, twice champions of Asia back in the days of the Asian Clubs Championship, and they won the AFC Champions League in 2011. Sharjah with a more modest history really in this competition, but they have made some really shrewd signings, and look a team really this year. Miralem Pjanic, we have seen him be one of the top midfielders in Europe, Serie A and La Liga. Had a stint with Barcelona, the Bosnia and Herzegovina international. Will try and dictate the pace as far as Sharjah are concerned, and Kostas Manolas as well is one of their, I won't say new recruits. He played a season last year, as did Pjanic, but since their last Champions League challenge, the best part of a year and a half ago, there's Pjanic there. Over 100 caps for Bosnia Herzegovina. They are new names, but Al Sadd have strengthened as well. Knocked off their perch at home in Qatar. They are hungry for trophies in the continental competitions. To kick off around 6 minutes away here. Here's the Greek Manolas Camara there, the Guinea striker, as a scorer in this competition last season for Sharjah. A really interesting matchup awaits here tonight. It's the 43rd season of an Asian Clubs Championship, 21st since the rebrand. The Asian Clubs Championship became the AFC, the Asian Champions League, and it's become one of the most attractive competitions in world football, running along different lines this time round. Gone are the biosecure bubbles of a year and a half ago, and the group stage, the compact group stages in centralised venues. We're back to round robin, home and away, in the western and the eastern zones of this competition. Fans back in grounds as well. How good is that? So Qatar, World Cup hosts, of course. Didn't quite happen for Felix Sanchez's team, did it, at home, the back end of 2022. But Al Sadd keen to mount a challenge on the club stage this time around. Sharjah had the misfortune of being drawn in the group with Al Hilal, the Saudi giants last season. Didn't make it through. Al Hilal did. They got through to the final, of course, beaten by Urawa Red Diamonds 4 months ago. So that is the team that they're all trying to catch. Urawa Reds from Saitama in Japan, the reigning Asian champions. Got a target on their back. Al Sadd and Sharjah have them in their sights. So the team's out onto the pitch at the Jassim bin Hamad Stadium in Doha. Pretty warm here. Short hop, short flight from United Arab Emirates. Sharjah, one of the 7 Emirates that make up the UAE. Full of beans, full of running, full of confidence ahead of tonight's challenge here in Doha. Out from last year's Champions League campaign for Al Sadd go the likes of Santi Cazorla and Andre Ayew, an income, a fresh batch of seasoned imports, all South American. The Brazilian left-back Paulo Otavio from Wolfsburg in Germany. From Porto comes Colombian midfielder Matius Uribe, and from La Liga Gonzalo Plata, the Ecuadorian winger, lands from Valladolid. Al Haidos, the Qatari legend, he's the captain for Al Sadd. The officials for this one, Singaporean Mohamed Taki, not long back from Australia and New Zealand as a video assistant referee at the Women's World Cup, is the man with the first call today. Ronnie QAT and Abdul Hassim, his assistants. Those eye-catching new recruits for Sharjah since their last Champions League campaign. Manolas, the former Roma and Napoli stopper, and Miralem Pjanic, the 110-cap Bosnia and Herzegovinian international, who had a stellar career in Liga, Serie A and La Liga. Kaju Kamara and Abdul Basit are survivors from last year's campaign. The stage is set here, and plenty of options off the bench, including the Qatari international wearing 9 there for Al Sadd, Yusuf Abdurrazak, if things don't go as planned during the 90 minutes tonight. Based in Qatar for 7 years now, Bruno Pinheiro progressed from the Aspire Academy via the Qatar national team to eventually land the job with Al Sadd. Tariq Salman is a World Cup player, so too Roro Correa, the right back. Al Haidos, of course, Afif. And also Plata for Ecuador. Al Danani starts at the back tonight for Sharjah. Experienced referee. He's been at under 17 and under 20 World Cups, and the first official to be a video assistant referee. There he is, the referee Taki at both men's and women's FIFA World Cups. Al Sadd in the black against Sharjah on day one of the new AFC Champions League season. It's 12 years now since Al Zaim, the boss, as Al Sadd are known, won the second of its 2 Asian clubs champions titles. They're the only Qatari club to win the continent's top club honour since that 2011 triumph over Jeonbuk Hyundai in the final. The furthest Al Sadd have got is the semis. How deep can they go into this year's competition? It's their 17th successive season in the AFC Champions League, only a second ACL campaign for Sharjah, but it is their second in a row, and that experience picked up from last year will be valuable. It was a sometimes bruising campaign. The high point really was going 2-up on Al Hilal. Bruno replaced Juan Malilo, who returned to assist Pep Guardiola at Man City. Briefly replaced Felix Sanchez as Qatar boss after Sanchez was sacked in the wake of the poor World Cup campaign. And early possession here for Al Sadd. Possession-based team. It's going to be very, very interesting to see how quickly the new players can be blended in. I mean, Uribe, World Cup experience, Plata, World Cup experience, as well as their own experienced international players, plus Bunajar wearing 11. He's got goals in him, the Algerian striker, Nations Cup winner. Indeed, scored the winning goal in the 2019 final, did Bunajar. He'll be an early target for the cross. Second ball might come in from Afif, wearing 51, and cutting in from the left-hand side, not quite. Sharjah pick it up, and that's Pjanic. It really was a terrific signing, great piece of business, bringing Pjanic to the Gulf as far as Sharjah were concerned. He joined a year ago from Barcelona, where he had a bit of a nightmare 2 years, not favoured by Ronald Koeman. There's Afif with the shot, it hits his own man Bunajar, and Al Danani got it away. Just prodded up there for Ousmane Camara, who's the international striker from Guinea. Scored one of those goals against Al Hilal in last season's competition, and an early clash there with Correa, who's the naturalised Qatari, Roro Pedro Correa, wearing 2 there. 3 starts at the World Cup, 85 caps for the Qatar national side for the 33-year-old. And just an early reducer really, announcing his presence. Cosmin Olaroyu, his extensive experience around the Gulf included a year in charge of Al Sadd a decade and a half ago. He won the Qatari Stars Cup here, and he previously got Dubai side Shabab Al Ahly to the 2015 ACL final. Well, they lost over 2 legs to Big Phil Scalari's Guangzhou Evergrande, so he knows what it's all about in this part of the world. Kaju just can't bring that ball down and under his spell. Quickly worked free kick, but Pjanic, a player used to pulling the strings. Four Serie A titles, 2 Coppa Italias. Played in the 2017 UEFA Champions League final. Did Pjanic. Juventus were beaten by Real Madrid. Terrific experience, and Naus, and that will be absolutely critical, because the likelihood is, if you're to go deep in this year's competition, you're going to have to beat the star names of the Saudi teams. That's Tariq Salman. Ward is going to play deep as well, wearing 7 there, another Qatar international, Mohamed Wad. Back for Meshal Barshan. Goalkeeper who gets the nod ahead of Al Sheeb tonight for Al Sadd. Correa. Pass was a little obvious. just ran away a little there from Firas. He dropped shy of the central striker camera, and he'd taken up a good position there, Mohamed Firas. Oh, just squirreled away from him. Pedro Correa. Back for Tarek Salman. Not involved Al Haidos yet. Watch out for him in that number 10 role. And wearing 10 as well. Bunajar was the target. Wad. Player coming short there, Plata. Yes, ball there, 19. Gonzalo Plata. A lot of creativity there potentially. Majid Rashid tries to get it away. Zafif. (19) there, Al Danani into Pjanic. Nice and tidy. Al Kabi. He'll operate down the left here. Camera always hungry for the ball. That's going to be an interesting battle. Correa under instructions there to keep Usman Camera under wraps. Sharjah, one of the 4 teams who made it into the group stage via the playoffs. Camera scored against Tractor in the second of those playoff rounds. Here he is on the ball. Has to protect it well. Majid Rashid fired over the top. They beat the Bashundara Kings of Bangladesh 2-0 at home. And then an impressive win at Tractor on the 22nd of August to book their place through. Representing the UAE in this year's competition with Al Ain, the UAE Pro League champion. Shabab Al Ahli knocked out in the knockout round by Ronaldo's Al Nassr. Here's Plata. Cross looks for Bunajar. That's for Afif. Taking on his man Afif, cuts it across. Goalkeeper intervention. And that's squirreled away by Al-Hassani. Kaju getting back well. He's done well. So Afif going to look to cause problems down that left. Should be the sharper, technically. Sharjah, they played twice in the UAE League at the start of this 23-24 season. Beat Etihad Kalba before losing to Al Wasl. Matches tucked around those 2 ACL preliminary fixtures. Coming off the back of an international break as well, of course. Qatar defeated by Kenya. They drew with Russia. Only 3 of 11 this year since that ill-fated World Cup campaign on home soil, the Qataris. And the last of those was against Mexico at the Gold Cup, and they competed this summer. UAE had a good result. They beat Costa Rica 4-1 in Zagreb last week. 5 players who featured in that fixture are turning out tonight for the UAE. The Al Sadd squad provides the backbone of the Qatari team right now. Barsham in goal, played those 2 internationals last week against Kenya and Russia. Salman played, Al-Haidos played, Kuki played, Ward played. In there on Al-Danani, the referee's let it go. Ball down the left here, Bunijar will be the target. It's out for a corner. Ottavio bombing on down that left hand side. Paolo Ottavio, who's come in from Wolfsburg. We'll have the corner taken here by Akram Afif. There's the 27-year-old. Sharjah haven't got it away. Plata does well there. Plata beats the second man as well. Can't pick out a colleague though with the cross. That's what we're going to see though from Plata. On the right, Afif also on the left. No. Just gets a little bit ahead of himself there, Akram Afif. Closing in on a century of caps now for Qatar, Akram Afif. An off the ball moment as well in the middle of that attack. Plenty of industrial challenges coming in here. Latest player to be bundled over, Firas. They've got a physicality about them, Al Sadd. Al-Alawi tries to play that up and over. Another stoppage there. It's up and into the general airspace of Pjanic. Much opportunity for him to get his foot on the ball thus far. Miralem Pjanic, creative player, lovely way about him, plenty of finesse. To stint at Besiktas within the high-profile roles in Syria as Miralem Pjanic. Barcelona on good terms, despite not being fancied by Ronald Koeman. Made just 6 appearances in La Liga in 2 years. In cups where he was used mainly. Major part of the Sharjah setup now. Pjanic. Quarter of an hour gone here in Doha. No score between Al Sadd and Sharjah, the 2021-22 QSL champions, deposed this past season by Hernan Crespo's Al Dahail. Al Dahail are in Group E with Persepolis, Ishtikol and Al Nasser. Nice looking move until the final pass came to be made, and that was cut out. That's what Pjanic does so well. Here's Kaju Lucas. Ganem is forced to reset it via Costas Manolas. Al-Hassani, the best example of distribution there from Al-Hassani, the Sharjah keeper. Al-Sadd actually finished third in the league in 22-23. Now De Gea took the honours. Brilliant run after a shaky start under Hernan Crespo. Al Arabi finished second in the QSL. Al Arabi actually came a cropper in the playoff round, the qualifiers for the Champions League. Likewise Al Wakra. It's just the two teams for Qatar in this year's ACL. Good run down the left-hand side. Bunejar seemed to collide with his opposite number, Pjanic. Just that little drop of the shoulder and the little wriggle away from danger from Pjanic. ...112 caps, 17 goals for Bosnia and Herzegovina, Miralem Pjanic. Trying to play that up into Firas, and so there's Achilles caught there as he released the pass. Free kick. Turned out for Bosnia and Herzegovina against Liechtenstein and Iceland in Euro 2024 qualifying last week. A little bit risky. Pjanic is going to pick it up. That was very sloppy from Al-Sadd. Early ball comes in, not pinpoint on that occasion to Kaju Lucas. Pedro Correa. Tariq Salman. Kuki there for Ward, and then he shipped it on to Otavio. Afif. Plata. Step over. Earns him a bit of space. Heavy cross. Picked up by Otavio. Back it comes from Ward. A real scratchy piece of defending there from El Danani. Al-Sadd recycle it. Might be a little heavy for Correa. No. Able to send the ball across. Al-Hassani gathers. Afif was central. Not the smoothest of interventions, was it, defensively from Alaroyu's team? But he's made the Gulf his home, really. something of a nomad in his playing days as well. Won 8 cups during 3 years as a player with the Suwon Samsung Blue Wings. Cosman Oloroyu. Al-Haidos, nothing short of a Qatari national team legend. Record appearance maker for the Qataris. Camera, what can his pace do? Well, it's not much in the way of a match there for Boalem Kuki. So that's the release, and yeah, Camera just strayed. So Al Saad just had the best of this as we approach the midway mark in the first half here. "16 league titles for Al Saad. He won 3 straight actually before Al Dahayal ended the dominance. Heavy challenge on the defender, but he was playing with fire a little bit there, Manolas. Bunija was throwing him to the ground in the end. Bunija again. He was active on international duty last week for the Algerians. They completed their AFCON qualifying section. They will be in Ivory Coast early next year. Pjanic tries to thread the ball through. And that heeled pass from the overlapping player, Al Danani there. Deflects out for a corner here. Nicely worked short. There's the cross. Bunija back, doing his defensive work. It was effectively manoeuvred there into Firouz Benabi to try and pull that over to the far post. Bunija watched it. Al Danani, one of the players in there. Again, they've elected to be technical here. No, you've got to get it right. Although, that's the challenge by Plata on Pjanic. Well, clearly the intention is to stop him playing by fair means or foul, Miralem Pjanic. I mean, again, that's very tight as an offside call there. So we do have VAR operating in the group stages, which is another change from last year's competition. Assad again. Just trying to play it forward, nudge it out from the back. We come back to Michel Barsham. El Haidos falls very, very deep. That's not where he does his damage. Hassan El Haidos, the player who's won everything in Asia, not far short of 200 caps. Heck of an international career for Hassan El Haidos. There's Uribe. Boalem Kuki. Runs away from Uribe, and this is the sort of opportunity that they need to make the most of. Sharjah, some niggly challenges, timing's a little bit off with a few of these midfield duels. And we've got a yellow card by the looks of things for Otavio. I mean, you can't complain really, he's gone in there flying studs up as they're determined to make their mark. That a mark may have been made there in Majid Salim. 60 appearances over 4 years for Wolfsburg for Paulo Otavio. I suspect a couple of these Al Sadd players will have been on warnings. Absolute cruncher that. Sharjah can make use of the free kick situation. 0-0 is the score here in Doha between Al Sadd and Sharjah. There goes Afif, good challenge. Doing that for years in Syria. That's Manolas. Interplay is good. There's Correa. It's a snap challenge from Majid Salim Soro. Afif with Otavio. He has his progress checked. Heels chipped. Time from Firas Benabi. Afif hands it back, and this has got pretty scrappy now. That time it was Khaled Al Danani. Half an hour gone. Akram Afif delivers the free kick. Flicked over the top, nice movement wide there. Just earned himself a bit of space with that run off his marker. And just can't roll the ball back up and over and in. Into the roof of the net there from Mohamed Wad. Another of the Qatari international contingent, Wad. Handy player. 2 appearances in the World Cup finals last year off the bench against Ecuador and Senegal. Oh. Just eluded Pjanic. Afif is going to pick it up. Takram Afif, player behind him. Otavio sends the second ball in from the left-hand side. Afif picks it up. The shot is blocked. So on the retrieval, it's Al Haidos here for Al Sadd. Plata still going, still on his feet here, Plata. It takes 2 to stop him. It's a striker's challenge from Usman Kamara, and there is severe needle out there, you have to say. This opening 32 minutes has been littered with niggly challenges, fouls, stoppages, and this is not a surprise actually, the way things have been building. I mean, Usman Kamara didn't need to make that challenge. One of his colleagues there, Firas Benabi, who was dealing perfectly well with the threat of Plata. Kamara just lets his frustration just win out there. Oh, right in front of the referee's assistant as well. That is rash. Yeah, yellow card for Usman Kamara, and Plata as well gets the same treatment. And that's for the retaliation, where he takes Usman Kamara by the throat there. Plata. He was the 3rd top scorer in the 2019 Under-20 World Cup. Ecuador were 3rd in that tournament. Top scorer in that event, Erling Haaland. Afif, high delivery, nodded down to no one in particular. It's Pjanic who swings his right boot at that. There's Sharjah's lines. There you have it, 70% possession for Al Sadd. No shot for Al Hassani to deal with thus far. Boalem Kuki. The runner is Correa. The pass is too heavy. Can't fault the atmosphere. This compact venue here, Jassim bin Hamad Stadium in Doha. City now with its fair share of mega arenas after the World Cup last year. Majid Salim Saror with the ball up over the top. The camera goes hunting for it. Al-Haidos. He's done well there, Al-Haidos. Bunajar makes the run. Baghdad Bunajar waits for the overlapper as well. Comes back to Hassan Al-Haidos. He just tries to lift it. I think the intention there was to find Akram Afif. Sharjah gets sufficient bodies back just to suffocate the attack there. Got to be dealt with. Manolas, a little better of Buneja. Pjanic, a little bit of room. Here's the overlapper. Got players up here. Khaled Al-Danani. That was Firas Ben-Arbi. Here's Kaju into that near post. Goalkeeper has to get that clear, and El Saad can complete the clearance surely here. Sharjah playing through the lines, nice interplay, away down the left, and then doing the aggressive bit in midfield when El Saad threatened to turn it over. Kaju just goes with the outside of his foot there. Pjanic can't find the height on that lunge to make the connection. Correa with that pass. Al-Alawi there with the challenge, stopping Al-Haidos' run. Afif switches it. Kuki with that early ball in. Follow-up shot, not quite. Al-Haidos keeps it on the deck here for Afif. It's Al-Haidos! It's straight at Al-Hassani. Nice, tidy build-up. Not the whip that he wanted there. Hassan Al-Haidos. I'm just saying, cleaner attacking really over the last 5 or 6 minutes here, after physicality threatened to overshadow the opening half an hour of this match, and here it is again popping up. Al-Haidos now, Pjanic involved for Sharjah. This game has a real edge to it. I mean, Camera has to be careful. An argument that he leads with his arm there. Just fired up, Usman Camera. Now Haidos, not the player involved in the challenge, the coming together, but fulfilling his role as captain and spokesman there. Ticking off from the referee. 32-year-old Hassan Al-Haidos. He's been an Al Saad man his entire career. Over 300 appearances for them. He's coming up to 100 QSL goals on 98, just too shy of the ton-up. There's Otavio. Revo Majid Suro. Sharjah, maybe counter-attack, no, not quite. Defending there from the backtracking Otavio. Just nudges the ball out of play. Manolas, Majid Rashid, Pjanic, lovely balance again from Miralem Pjanic. He's chopped after the ball, leaves his foot there. Khalid Al-Danani now will try and pick out Usman Kamara. Kaju. Is he going to go with it? Well, as to see if his luck's in. It's not. Scorer in this competition last season, Kaju Lucas. A good servant to them. A Brazilian, 5th year for Sharjah, for Kaju. Versatile as well, can play through the middle or indeed on either flank. To Benfica, but didn't break through there, didn't make a league start for the Lisbon Giants. Kaju Lucas. The Antlers, Kashima Antlers before that. J1 side. Al-Haidas. And again, there's Afif, runs away from Uribe. Clumsy challenge again on Buneja, so allowed him to take it quickly, too quickly. Assad failed to organise their attack, and then there's a shove over of Majid Salim Suro. The latest stoppage sees a Sharjah set piece, Sharjah free kick here. Assad won their first major continental trophy 20 years after formation. That came into effect in 1969. 1989 they won the Asian Clubs Championship Trophy, beating Al Rashid of Iraq on away goals that year. Second continental title came in 2011 when they got past Jeon Bok Motors, the Korean team, qualified Al Sadd for the FIFA Club World Cup. Finished 3rd in that tournament, beating Esperance Tunis in the quarters and losing to Barcelona in the semi-finals. And they beat the Japanese side Kashiwa Reysol on penalties in the 3rd place playoff. Also actually played Al Sadd in the 2019 FIFA Club World Cup. Buneja closing down the keeper there. Most embarrassing Al Hassani. Wasn't so good though in 2019. Al Sadd, they lost to Monterrey in the 2nd round, then Esperance Tunis in the match for 5th, 6th place. But it gives you an idea of where the club are on the continental register. No one has won more Qatari titles than Al Sadd. 2 extra minutes at the end of the first half here in Doha. Correa. Forced all the way back. Nicely done by Boulem Kouki. Mohamed Ward floats the pass over the top. It's Otavio forward. He looks for Bunija. Cross is too heavy. Al-Haidos with the contact. That also was a little misdirected. Afif picks it up. Correa on the overlap. Correa in field. He could have gone down there. He's probably furious that he didn't in the end. I just thought there was a nick on his heel as he skipped past that last defender, Pedro Correa. Danger hasn't subsided as far as Sharjah is concerned. Bunija doesn't get the contact he wanted with the header from the cross. So let's have a look here. VAR is in operation, by the way. Correa probably just wasn't enough contact for him to drop to the ground there. But working that 1-2, working that little manoeuvre down the right, Pedro Correa, he loves to get forward. Goalless at half-time then here in Doha, opening day of the 23-24 AFC Champions League. We're in Group B here. Al Sadd 0, Sharjah 0. Physicality has dominated really. Neither goalkeeper worked that hard particularly. It's been a half of fouls and stoppages really. No score at the break. The players coming back out then for the second half of Al Sadd against Sharjah. It's the opening day of the AFC Champions League, and we've already had a positive result in Group B because Nasaf, the Uzbekistanis, grabbed a winning goal 7 minutes into stoppage time earlier at Al Fisali, the Jordanian champions. So Nasaf making the early running in this section. I mean, avoiding defeat would be a positive result here on the road for Sharjah. Al Sadd, for sure, will be looking for a win. You have to say this is a wide open group. Afif there, who scored 2 goals in their league matches this season, 3 games into the new QSL season. Sharjah who get the second half underway against an Al Sadd team bedding into their new domestic campaign. They did play a summer tournament, the Arab Champions Cup, a competition which perhaps had a profile a little further afield this time round, because it was Ronaldo scoring the goals that got Al Nassr to the title. Al Sadd survived the group stage in that competition, but they were beaten in the first knockout stage, the quarter-final, by Al Shorta of Iraq. Afif was the top goal scorer for them in that competition. There's not been much change for him tonight. There's certainly not been much change for Camara there. Who's been involved really in the physical side of the game, really, rather than getting on the end of anything. It's been booked, Usman Camara. Now we'll look to be a target from the Sharjah free kick. First attacking potential of this second half here in Doha. Lifted over the top. An absolutely critical intervention there by Otavio, just preventing Kaju. There's the line drawn there. Right in the nick of time. Yeah, he gets there. Otavio. Two Brazilians involved in that challenge. Here's the Sharjah corner, taken by Pjanic, and it's headed just wide. Oh, Manolas was well forward here. There's the step back from Kaju. There were 3 of them lined up. It's a really good delivery from Pjanic, and Kaju just steps back for that connection. Scorer in this competition last year for Sharjah. He was also a prolific scorer for them in the UAE League last season and their cup run. He almost had their opening goal in the Champions League this season. Correa just shrugs off the challenge. He too was on target in last year's the Champions League group stage for Al Sadd. Kabi doing the defensive work at the other end. As the ball across, not well dealt with, and it almost left Afif in. Manolas with unusual hesitancy. Well, he thought the whistle was going to be blown there and just lets that ball carry across, and Afif has nearly turned it home. Al Sadd got on with a restart very, very quickly there. So Bunajar looking for the decision. Abdallah Al-Alawi Referee gives it short shrift basically. No, play to the whistle, which Sharjah failed to do. Now they're going to have to try and repel this corner kick. Uribe was the target. Uribe retrieves 2-on-1. Sharjah must snuff out the threat. Pjanic harangued by Ward. Showing his technique again there, Miralem Pjanic. Real coup for them to get the massively experienced, the season, the experience, the classy Miralem Pjanic. I mean, the Palmares. How long have you got? 4 Serie A's, 2 Coppers, a Super Copper, the silver medal in the UEFA Champions League with Juve, won the Copa del Rey with Barca, Turkish Super Cup winner in that brief stint with Besiktas, and 4 times in the Serie A Team of the Year. Miralem Pjanic, Champions League Team of the Season in 16-17. Juve's runner-up season to Real Madrid. That's that final in Cardiff. Plata, that's well done. Plata trying to break through the lines, is clearly being held back there. And a yellow card, Majid Rashid takes that for the team. Pretty unapologetic really, aren't they, about their agricultural approach to defending at times. Just obvious. No way the referee isn't going to reach for the pocket there. Afif draws that short. Al Haidos just a little too high. He's in good scoring form. He notched a penalty for Qatar against Kenya last week. Hossein Al Haidos lifts that shot too high. Extraordinary to think that he was part of the 2011 Asian Champions League winning team, Hossein Al Haidos. He actually scored a penalty in the shootout win. Drew 2-2 after extra time against Jeonbuk Hyundai Motors. Eventually won that shootout 4-2. Nearly won it in normal time, a 2-1 going into stoppages. Day at the Jeonju World Cup Stadium. Here's Otavio. Afif. Otavio spins that big diagonal. Plata gets that wrong. It's going to be a real big hit though for them. Gonzalo Plata is joined from Valladolid. 5 goals in 33 caps for Ecuador. They played all but 1 minute of their World Cup campaign last November. including the full 90 against Qatar. Al-Kabi. Wad. Bunaja gives chase. Takes Abdallah with him. Baghdad Bunaja slips it back to Gonzalo Plata. Two in the box. Wad got forward. Well defended. Pjanic uncharacteristically gives it away. It's back over the top for Bunaja. That's an excellent challenge, it really is. Right at the end, but the second one comes in. That's not good, and it's a penalty. Well, Abdallah Al-Alawi made that first challenge, but Sharjah didn't react properly. They didn't clean it up. They didn't get the ball away. So, this was the first. Thought he'd got the ball cleanly here. Oh, well, it was going to be let go that until Al-Kabi there goes in on Plata, and it's for the second challenge that the penalty has been awarded. The Algerian Bunaja will have to wait a little, I think, here, because VAR will have to verify everything. You know the deal by now. Hasn't scored since the Arab Club Championship, a victory over Al Hilal in the group stages back in July. Baghdad Bunaja. In 19, they're Al Sadd last season. A really good scoring record for them. And now the opportunity to get the engine started in the Champions League campaign. They're all set, the ball is on the spot. Bunaja is just right there, waiting to be given the okay here. Decision overturned. No. It will be a spot kick. It's Baghdad Bunaja. He's missed it. Wow. Baghdad Bunaja did the extra bit of delay, play with his mind a little. You'll never know. He's pulled that. I mean, the goalkeeper goes the right way. It's a golden chance to get them off and running, Al Sadd, in the Champions League. 142 goals, 139 matches. What a run that is in the QSL. I mean, we know he's proficient at international level as well. The man whose goal won the African Nations Cup for Algeria as recently as 2019. But he was unable to beat, to test, let alone beat Hassan Al Hassani from the spot there. Let off for Sharjah. Going to fire up Al Sadd, surely. There goes Al Haidos. Matthias Uribe. Otavio rolls that into Afif. Can't combine. Well, Afif is one of the players who's been outside of Qatar. He had stints in Europe with Eupen and Villarreal, Sporting Gijón, also in Spain. Three-time QSL winner, 94 caps, 25 goals. There he is again. That's the layoff, comes all the way back, safety first. 9 shots to 4 in Al Saad's favour. Otavio on the overlap. And well to dig out the cross. First touch didn't carry it on, carried in front of him, as he may have wanted there. Quick release upfield. Kaju doing his best to hold it up. Again, good attacking play, sensible attacking play. And makes the most of the contact there from Tariq Salman, of which there was plenty. The arms of Salman wrapped around Kaju Lucas there. He's always going to look for that. Osman Oloroyu pondering changes. Alassane Saleh Al-Anawi as the player seemingly being given instructions there. What can they do for the free kick? They can almost find Manolas. Just lunging at that, Konstantinos Manolas. It's just a whisker too far ahead of the Greek defender. He started a split second earlier. It would have been a possibility. Never scored for Sharjah. 18 appearances last season. He's been in the team twice in UAE Pro League thus far this term. Al-Haidos very close to rolling that ball back out of play. And now we will have the first changes. So Sharjah switching it. Alassane Saleh Al-Anawi is the player coming on. As for Al-Kabi, a switch down the left-hand side it seems. And then Majid Al-Ahmadi, player a little bit further forward I think here. Majid Salim Sarur. Fresh legs hit. An hour in. Otavio back for Afif, effectively shackled, gives it back to Ward. Actually his birthday today, Mohamed Ward, 24. There's Al-Haidos. Uribe, Otavio, Afif. Al-Haidos can't shake off camera. Kuki. Otavio. This comes in early from Otavio to Bunejar. He's well shackled out by Aldanani. Nurbas Benabi, that's a good ball. Here's Camara. It may have been a good ball, but that's a really good recovery from Pedro Correa. He's connected there with Camara. And Camara is a player who's gone down on many an occasion tonight. Let's take a look. He's perfectly entitled to go for that. There might have been a brush down the leg of Usman Camara. Well, make your own minds up. how severe that contact was. Committed, I think, is one word we can apply to Pedro Roro Correa. Certainly got big ammunition down the flanks. I mean, Otavio down the left, Correa down the right. A bit of power as well down the right with Plata. But the closest we've come here, the penalty, this. Buneja. Not one they'll want to see again. Skims off the post, doesn't it? But it's the outside of the post. Not where he wanted to put it at all. Sharjah actually founded a few years earlier than Al Sadd, 1966 to 1969, when Al Sadd were formed here in Doha. The first official champion, Sharjah, of the UAE League in 1974. Won the title 4 more times in the 80s and 90s. Eight of the 22 players in the UAE squad that qualified for Italia 90 were Sharjah players. A period of decline followed in the 2000s. First ever relegation in 2012, although they did bounce straight back the year after. Won 6 Emirati leagues in total. Last of them 4 years ago now, 2019, 10 President's Cups, including in each of the last 2 seasons. That's why they're here. Correa draws that save on the near post, and the follow-up thrashed into the ground, up and over. Well, you wondered if that was going to be the moment. On his Asian Champions League debut, that would have been a showstopper for Matheus Uribe. I mean, it sat up nicely for him. Okay, there were the close attentions of Firas Benabi there, but Uribe will have expected, will certainly have wanted to have really put his laces through that. 8 titles in 4 years in northern Portugal with Porto for Matheus Uribe. 2 leagues. Actually a player that took a penalty in the 2018 World Cup shootout defeat to England, Matheus Uribe. And straight from the goalkeeper, camera called offside. Earlier, just retreating from that offside position from the start of the play, if you will. Otavio. Akram Afif. Wad. Forced down a cul-de-sac there, Mohamed Wad's nowhere to go. chastising his teammates as well for the lack of options. That's a useful ball through. Here's Kaju, camera's far side, and Pjanic gets it all wrong. The supporting player would have expected far better than that. Nice diagonal in there to Kaju, and Pjanic, well, he could hear those galloping hooves behind him, couldn't he? Got the shot all wrong. Things opening out a little bit as Al Sadd chase it. Pjanic not necessarily known for his goal scoring. 122 Serie A matches for Juve, he scored 15. Best ever year was 10 in 30 for Roma in 2015-16. Expect him to step up, by the way, if they win a penalty tonight. Yellow card for Firas Benarabi for that. It's Afif, a rangy ball to the far side. Salman. It's Correa. And Plata, dispossessed, no foul, breakaway possibilities if the passing is right here. Well, Correa stood his ground and wrestles again with Camara. And there's more histrionics after the challenge from Usman Camara. Well, no foul to begin with on Plata, that would have upset Al Sadd. And then back comes Pedro Correa. I mean, the boot does catch Usman Camara in the abdomen, to be fair. But Pjanic is basically, come on, let's get on with it. So now it's a yellow card for part of the Al Sadd hierarchy. Well, that's a response to the disappointment that Plata wasn't given the free kick. And Sharjah tried the breakaway and was certainly grounded. I mean, the degree of illegality, well, let's have a look at the tape again, really. But that's what's upset the Al Sadd following. Instead, it's a Sharjah free kick. Kaju is the target. Firas Benarabi forward as well. Sebastian Talebua, the next player on here for Kaju. So that's the Brazilian's last activity. Get on with it quickly to see how Talebua will slot into proceedings here. Al Sadd, rock back. Sharjah just having a bit of a moment. picture of calm. Osman Alario. But Benabi sends it in near post. There's the flick. Headed away by Uribe, not far. In phase 2 here, and it's behind again for another Sharjah corner, having a really good spell here. The UAE team. Comes short. There's the cross, carries through, a little bit shaky from Al Saad. No. Barshid. Is it going quickly? And Tariq Salman. Quarter of an hour to go, but there will be stoppage time and plenty of it. Frustrating night for Al Saad. A point surely in the circumstances would suit Sharjah. Afif, that's 2 to aim for. Afif round the outside, cuts it back, and Bunija just can't get his body aligned. Get around that attempt. Correa scrapping in, wins it back, gives it to Afif. He in turn surrenders up the ball there to Firas Benabi, and Pjanic slows it down as he always does. Talaway is forward. Here they come though. Little bit of room for Plata. His touch was heavy. Uribe, it's wide, and that's not going to reach Bunija, I'm afraid. Another attack comes, another attack goes for Al Saad here. Afif, a bit of creativity they need. The defender slipped, and then in turn Al Haidos has gone to ground also. Oh, well, he's done his hamstring there, hasn't he? I mean, he's in a really good position. He's sold Abdallah the dummy. Oh, and it pulls up whilst in full control and in possession of the ball there. That's Al Haidos. Yeah, he can't play any further part, and that is a blow for Al Saad. Already the captain's armband is off. They've got Hashim Ali and Abdullah Al Yazidi. Maybe it's time for Abdur Razzaq. Indeed it is. They've gone with Ali Assad in the end here. So that is not a change that Bruno would have wanted to make. Al Haidos has done his hamstring, and Ali Assad comes on now to try and replicate the creativity, the running, the energy of Hassan Al Haidos. Firas Benabi holds it up. Abdelnani, yeah, that needed a call, a commitment from a defender. Kuki was the player to do it. And that's just delicately slotted forward by Majid Rashid. Afif, that first challenge good, strong in the second from Abdallah Al-Alawi. Sad, number 8 has come on to feature for the first time since the Arab Club Championship. He's a Qatari international. Here's Wad. Afif. Here is Assad. Afif. Pedro Correa, and Bunajar sneaking in on the blind side, can't steer it home. Correa drags it across. I mean, that's just inviting someone to gamble and smash it home, but it's not been Baghdad Bunajar's night. Well, a missed penalty, and again, that's off target too. So on we go, with the score still locked, goalless. Teleway. Sad again. Afif still full of running. Correa is his option. Afif in field. It was read all the way by Benabi. Sharjah turnover with a minimum of fuss. Then it's Pjanic. That's delightful. Through ball as well for Taliaboy. Oh dear, how long did he want? I mean, he's clipped that past the goalkeeper, but it's the it's the lightest of contacts, really. I mean, he's onside, isn't he? Boalem Kuki is just playing him on. Interesting player, Taliaboy, Argentine born, but a naturalised Emirati. He almost had his moment. Not played for Sharjah before tonight. Joined from Al Wada, clean through. He should be scoring there. But here come Al Saad. It's cut all the way back to Otavio. No. Well, he holds off that challenge. There's just not enough on it. It's too light. Naturalised as an Emirati citizen in 2020, which made him one of the first 3 non-Emirati born players to do so, alongside Virginio de Lima and Cazu Correa, both from Brazil. And now it is going to be Abdurrazzaq. I just wondered when he was going to make that change. Well, to be fair, Bruno has given Bunajar every opportunity here to do something up front for El Sadd. It hasn't happened for the big Algerian. So instead it's Yusuf Abdurrazzaq, the 24-year-old, another Qatari international. Pjanic, he always seems to be in full control, doesn't he? Just that drop of the shoulder, he's very Spanish in his approach. Always has that yard, that extra yard, it seems. Bunajar is still on. Made that switch, I'm not entirely sure it's happened. Abdurrazzaq is poised and ready. There goes the runner. You can see Otavio on that overlap with Plata now on this left hand side. So gaining a little more territory here. Now Plata has switched. Khalid Bawazir now as Bunajar looks over. I hope that his contribution had come to an end tonight. Not so. So defensive midfielder Khalid Bawazir will come on here. This is the moment for Abdurrazzaq. Be part of a double change as well. Musib Mohamed coming on as well, defender for Pedro, who's run his race tonight. Committed player. Musab will be going some to replicate the energy down the right. And there it is, Abdurrazzaq, the 16-cap national team player, with this corner which Afif plays in. Plata was denied possession there, and then it's slung on in the direction from Bawazir. Ataliabwe will try and shut this down. No, it's Ali Assad now. Time seriously running out, although just wait until the clock comes up for extra minutes at the end of the 90. Tavia running that all the way across to Musab. Straight switch on the right hand side of the back line for Al Sadd. Afif sweeps it on. Plata furious that there's no decision, but Sharjah making a bit of a meal of getting that away. Here's Wad. Headed off by Majid Hassan there, and on he goes. Sharjah potentially on the counter there with Khalid Bawazir, and then the overlapper as well, Al Tanani. Boualem Kouki coming across to cover. The two best chances tonight have been missed by that man. He cuts a forlorn figure. He's missed a penalty, and he's failed to convert a Correa cross. Al Danani, Usman Kamara. No connection of any note there from Kamara. He's stayed on his feet long enough. Hasn't quite been the edge and physicality in this second half, which has been able to serve the game better. Certainly it opened out as Al Sadd went for it, but if indeed they fail to find a way through in however many minutes will be added on here, it will certainly be looked upon as 2 points dropped here in this Champions League group. Way to Nassaf next, who are all set to sit pretty on the top of Group B tonight after their late show in Al Faisali. Sharjah will be at home to the Jordanian champions next match week, 3rd of October. of November when these two meet in their return fixture at the Sharjah Stadium. That's sure to be a full-blooded affair, isn't it, after the way these two locked horns in the first half. An extra 5 minutes here. Time enough for someone to be a hero, but Sharjah will surely look to stick and not twist here. Possession given up by Plata. Dispossessed illegally. There goes the runner, Ali Assad. Here comes the challenge. Uribe. Asked a lot here of Otavio, and too much. The pass came in just behind the Brazilian. Sticking to their defensive guns right to the bitter end here, Sharjah. Musab. Wad. It's 90 seconds to go of a full throttle contest. It's a little bit of room maybe for Abdurrazzaq, couldn't turn the defender. Hacked away, but it's all very ragged. Here's Uribe and Wad. Yeah, shut down. And rushed into that pass, which was wayward. It kind of squeezes away and out of play. Almost look resigned to their fate now. Al Sadd destined to rue the penalty miss. One last push. Otavio surging forward. Into Abdurrazak. Clattered. So, is this to be the moment? It would be a showstopper. Let's look at the clock. We're coming up to the completion of the extra 5 minutes. And they have to fashion a winning goal from this free kick here, Al Sadd. Fifth has pushed everyone out of the way. Pjanic had his chance, so why not give it to Afif? 2 goals in the QSL this season, a couple of goals in that Arab Club Championship quarter-final against Al Shorta. Akram Hassan Afifi flips it to the far side. It's a useful delivery. It's camera back. So the concession of the corner right at the end here. An extra minute has been played on top of the 5 we were told about. So from it has to go in from the free kick to it has to from the corner. The goalkeeper gets it away only as far as Afif. Unleashes one, and that's the final attempt for sure. It will be Sharjah hopping back over the Gulf to the UAE. Far happier tonight than their hosts, Al Sadd, with a point from this ACL group stage opener. Pjanic missed a penalty, he missed a sitter. Al Sadd can't say they didn't have chances. Taliaboue was clean through for Sharjah. He could have nicked a winner for them, but a point will do in the circumstances. 2 points dropped surely will be the verdict of Al Sadd here. A full throttle encounter at the Jassim bin Hamad Stadium in Doha has ended. Al Sadd 0, Sharjah 0.